If you've ever had to record a remote interview for a video project over Zoom or some other video conferencing platform, then you probably ended up with something like this. Lighting's flat, there's a bunch of stuff in the background, it's not great. Let's talk about how we can make an interview that looks like this, look like this. Or like this. Or even like this. Okay, the last one's probably too much, but you get the idea. The first thing that you need to do is get the best possible recording for your project. Zoom will record video, but it streams it to its server. If you lose the connection, then you have dropouts. It's not the best platform for doing it. For remote interviews, I use a podcasting platform called Riverside. I'm actually using it to record this right now. It does a local recording on the computer of the person that you're talking to and then uploads it to the server so you can download the best possible source. It also gives you way more controls than you would have otherwise. Riverside also has a lot of cool features for podcasting, so if you do podcasts, and especially video podcasts, definitely check them out. Let's get into how we can make this look a lot better. I use a platform called Beeble.ai. Beeble can actually do some pretty complex relighting of all kinds of footage, and it can also capture a ton of useful information for VFX. But for this particular application, they have a great tool called SwitchX. SwitchX allows you to upload your footage and prompt a reimagined version of the scene, and then apply that new lighting and background and other elements to your footage. You can also upload a totally different visual reference and have the lighting from that reference applied to your footage. SwitchX will create a matte of your subject or even just parts of your subject, and that really helps preserve the appearance and the movement in your footage. It also creates a matte layer that can be really useful for other adjustments in post. So my first piece of advice is to use this as a finishing technique. Don't worry about correcting every piece of interview footage that you have. Wait until you've finished your sequence, and then go ahead and correct only the parts that you know are going to be in your cut. Now, since this is essentially going to be used as a reference, I think it's okay to export as an H.264 file. I tend to use H.264 20 megabits per second at a constant bit rate. I think that'll give Beeble enough to latch onto and won't result in a massive file. So SwitchX will ask us how much of this video we want to process, and as you can see, there is a 240 frame limit. So let's confirm the selection of the first part of this. Now it'll trim the video for us, and you can see it'll start detecting your subject to create a mask for them. And there you see it pop up. If you hover over it, it shows you how that mask looks. You can go in and select more detail. I'll show you that in just a minute. But first, let's create our reference frame. So we'll use their reference image creation tool first, and it's just grabbing the first frame of the video. You can scroll through and grab a different frame if you like, but the first frame works well. It does have some pre-built prompts that you can use, or you can use them as reference on how to create your own prompts. In their frame creation tool, you have the choice of using Nano Banana, a couple different versions of that, GPT Image 2, or Flux 2 Pro. Let's go for GPT Image 2. I think we get some really good image results out of that. Here's the prompt: relight this scene with soft studio lighting, give the interviewee a soft warm glow, make the background a sleek modern office space. The background is out of focus, use bokeh. Because we all love bokeh. You know what I'm saying? And we'll generate. If you're not happy with the results that come out of their image generator, grab that first frame and go ahead and run it through whatever image processor you like to use. GPT Image 2, I get some really good results. Dream also gives really good results. So, go ahead and play around with different options and just see what they come up with. Such an intelligent look on his face. You can also refine the processing that SwitchX will do with a prompt, or you can just leave it on autopilot and Beeble will go ahead and suggest a prompt for you. This one says, video depicts a middle-aged man in glasses speaking to the camera within a modern, warmly lit office. Nice. I think I like the results I got out of ChatGPT a little bit better, so I'm gonna download this still. Now, lighting-wise, this is kind of a moderate change, and I think sometimes it's more successful for interview setups like this to not go too extreme with it. I mean, SwitchX can do some amazing changes in the style of the lighting and the background and everything else. It just depends on what kind of look you want to go for. This one says video depicts a man with glasses speaking to the camera in a modern, warmly lit office. so less middle-aged this time. And let's generate. One thing I've noticed from past generations, SwitchX will pull out some interesting details in skin tones. I mean, sometimes they're good, sometimes they're a little much. They recommend color correcting images before you use them as source material, which I think is a good idea. But you should also be aware that you may have to do some color correcting after the fact to correct skin tones back in your edit. Processing. All right, SwitchX is done processing. Let's see what we got.
Yes. My earliest influences were, of course, my kindergarten teacher, and from there...
Very important sound bites, obviously. Now, it's cool to compare the old and the new versions of this, and if you can see as you walk through it, it stays pretty faithful to the original video. There may be some discrepancies, but I think in terms of preserving performance or interview, I mean, this is pretty darn good. So let's take a look at how SwitchX can change things up quite a bit more. All right, we will use our same interview footage, and instead of using the auto select, we will go into the select tool. It's gonna ask us if we want to use smart select, and we'll go ahead and say yes. And we'll add objects. So I think for this, we're just gonna get our interviewee's head. This is doing pretty good, but it's leaving a lot out. So let's go ahead and use the brush tool to really select everything we want. The AI will also kind of kick in and refine this mask as well. And there we go. That's a pretty good mask of just this handsome devil's head. Once we're back in the main SwitchX interface, you can see we've selected just the head. Now you can do that with heads and hands or other body parts, or really, I mean, you can even do it with objects if you want to isolate an individual object in the scene. All right, let's come up with something a little different for the starting image for this one. The man is wearing an astronaut flight suit. He's sitting in the cockpit of a rocket in interstellar flight. The lighting is ethereal starlight. Let's see what it comes up with. Waiting. That's not bad, but I think I want it to be a little more realistic. So we'll change our prompt in ChatGPT to realistic cinematic photo of the man wearing an astronaut flight suit. He's sitting in the cockpit of a rocket in interstellar flight. The lighting is ethereal starlight. Rollin'. Okay, this is interesting for our astronaut shot. Video depicts a middle-aged astronaut in a spaceship cockpit speaking to the camera against a backdrop of a distant galaxy. Why does it keep calling me middle-aged? I mean, I am, but still. It's pretty impressive how well it utilizes the motion from the original footage. And I mean, that astronaut suit is tracking right with the motions of the interviewee. The lighting looks good to me. I mean, it did introduce some camera motion, but I don't hate it. I mean, there's even some galaxy floating by outside the window there. It's really pretty cool, actually. So if you need to interview an astronaut, I guess this is one way to do it. All right, let's see if we can do something a little more interesting using a reference that has nothing to do with our source footage. Let's go over to Midjourney and we'll use the prompt, fashion photo close-up head and shoulder shot of a man in a stylish suit. The lighting is vibrant and colorful. He sits on a large stage set made of abstract, colorful 3D shapes. His face is lit with multicolored light. So colorful. All right, these are pretty interesting. Let's give this one a try. Seems to preserve the background really well. The lighting is interesting. It almost looks like it's painted on. I mean, obviously not a normal practical kind of a thing that you would use in a documentary, but if you want to stylize some video footage, that's pretty cool. So Beeble is a pretty amazing tool for making any kind of footage look better, relighting it, restyling it, adding new backgrounds, changing the clothing. Interviews are just one use for SwitchX. I'm sure there are many, many, many others. And like I said, Beeble has a lot of other bells and whistles that you can take for a spin. I hope this has been helpful. Let me know what you think and have fun playing around with it.
My earliest influences were, of course, my kindergarten teacher, and from there I moved on to first grade. Beyond that, I refused to learn.